guys, it's Amy from Now Polished Baby 90 and welcome to today's video. Before I get started, have you ever had a day where your hair is just the most staticky hair ever? Like, there's honestly nothing I can do with this. I tried to make effort for you guys and look how it backfired. So that's that, because it's going to get more static as the video goes on. After this disclaimer, let's get started. Today's video is super exciting. I have teased on Instagram for a while now that I have another collection coming up, which is today's video, with Timberlin from Pampered Polishes, and it's another Harry Potter collection. So as you see from the title, today's video is going to be a collection based on Herbology, the subject, the ingredients you may need in the class, the people you may meet in the class. And after the success of the collection that we did together last year, Timberlin said, do we want to do it again for spring? So this has been well in the works for at least, I would say, 5 months now. This has been coming, and we've been working very hard behind the scenes on this. Timberlin more so, obviously, she does all of the manual work in this. She's the one that's going to be mixing them, labelling them and shipping them to you. But I've definitely been there supporting where I can with ideas and colour combos and things like that. So let's get looking at this new 8-piece collection, Herbology by Pampered Polishes, with me for spring 2019. I essentially have like the mixes here, so I can tell you the exact ingredients in them, so I can make sure my descriptions are as best as I can, because I know that sometimes I get a little waffly. Here we go. So we're going to go through them in no particular order. We're just going to grab and go. So the first one here is called a Leaping Toadstools, and I will put up some visuals first of all here of some references that we were using to create the colours and to go for like what 8 references we wanted to go for. But Leaping Toadstool seemed like an obvious one because it is a beautiful bright red colour in the picture, so when we went with that. So it's a bright red jelly base with white opal and iridescent glitter in here. So it is a true Crelly mix. You get this beautiful like Crayola red base with all those glitters in that I described to you. The glitters come out perfectly on the nail. I know I'm probably going to sound like I'm just talking up every polish, but I'm just trying to give you as honest as I can. And I know Timberlin has worked on these very hard, and she knows she has a high standard of what she puts out. So that first one, like I say, was Leaping Toadstools. The reference obviously going with the ingredient Leaping Toadstools, which is that red jelly base, and for me a 2-coater. Let's try and do some of the other ingredients. Let's try and go through in that order. That might be a good idea to go. So the next one that we have is called Fanged Geraniums, and this one is described as a pastel lavender base with a cyan, indigo, aurora shimmer, iridescent shifting flakies, white flakies, and indigo flakies. So basically you're getting this lilac lavender base, and then you're getting all the glitters, and the shimmers are pretty much like a blue indigo colour. And if you saw again from the picture at the start, the picture that we found was very much like a purple to blue image of what a fanged geranium would be, obviously with the teeth as well. And this one is an amazing formula. It's so good. 2 coats to get that completely opaque, and you really do see a nice amount of that shimmer and flakies throughout it, so it is this real nice mix of blue and purple together, which I think just works really well. So that one there is Fanged Geraniums. We then have Gillyweed, and Gillyweed is obviously quite a popular one in the Harry Potter universe. It's shown in the films. In film 4, Goblet of Fire, where Harry does the swimming task in the lake, Neville gives him the Gillyweed so he can breathe underwater. And therefore Gillyweed does have a slight thermal aspect to it, where it goes from like a more yellow green to this one that you're seeing here, and more of a mossy green. And as well as that, it has ultra chrome chameleon flakies and some holographics. So you're getting the Crelly base, and like I say, a little scattering of the flakies in there as well, which just really looks really beautiful. So like I said, the thermal is on the more subtle side of things. It is kind of almost meant to look like make it look like what we see in the film, which is almost like this like liquidy wet type look to it. So Timberlin's tried to obviously recreate the look of the Gillyweed in the film as much as we can. And this one is the 3-coater in the collection. This is the only one that I used 3 coats for. And this one there, was, like I say, was Gillyweed. The last one from the plant aspect of things is Devil's Snare, and this is a deep blue base packed with holographic flakes and spectra flare. So you're really getting a double hit of holo for you. You get the holographic spectra flare in the background of the whole polish, plus extra holographic flakies in here. Now Devil's Snare again is mentioned a few times through the books, most notably in the first film. In the first film it kind of makes it look almost like a woody kind of texture, but when I googled and we researched through, it kind of Some pictures show it as like a greeny blue, some brown. So we put it obviously in the blue one. I knew it would make a beautiful blue polish. And that, like I say, is Devil Snare. And this was another one that is 2 coats. And where it is a jelly mixture more than just a straight up cream, it just makes it just look so squishy and it's like almost like see-through. Like you can really build up those holographic flakies in it really, really nicely. So that one was 2 coats of Devil Snare. But then move on to 2 iconic things that's definitely picked up in the books and the films quite a lot. The first one is, and it's kind of a couple actually, the first one is Mandrakes. And Mandrakes again we see in the first film and in the first book, and again I think there's reference to it further on through. It's a very kind of like popular ingredient and thing, plant, I don't know, because they're kind of like human-y, I don't know, but it's very popular. So it's a rusty orange jelly with caramel green and holographic glitter in there, and the mixture of this is just amazing with that orange with then the green. It just looks really good, and again it looks like the Mandrakes. The Mandrakes have an orangey rusty body and then they have the green leaves at the top, so it definitely matches what you're seeing there in the films and the books. And like I say, most of you should know Mandrakes. If you haven't read the books, you should at least be references to Mandrakes from the films. So another one that was a 2-coater and a really, really healthy amount of the glitters in here. These glitters, because they are glitters and not flakies, are going to be a little bit scrubby to remove on your nail. And I should have said with Leaping Toadstool you will get a few, mainly just the largest of the glitters that might stick to your nail, and same with this, you'll get all the jelly that will come off quite easily, jelly crelly mix, and then that will just leave a few glitters on your nail. So it's not going to be super scrubby, but there will be something there. So that one there was 2 coats of Mandrakes. From glitters that will be easier to remove to a glitter that might not be, and this is a textured polish, and this one is called Pink Earmuffs. And I personally haven't seen a ton of textured polishes from indie makers other than like kind of like dense glitters that become like textured. But this one, I was really said to Timberlin, I really love if we could have done pink earmuffs to this textural polish. So it almost looks a bit fluffy, so it almost looks like the texture of the pink earmuffs on your nails. I think she really achieved that really, really well. And obviously this couples up with Mandrakes in the films where you put your earmuffs on to repot your Mandrakes. And this is described as a bubblegum pink textured crelly loaded with pink glitter, red gold, micro flakies and shimmer. So like I say, it is also very much depicts the item that we're describing, but also it's super girly and super fun and really, really perfect for spring, where you have, like say, all these mixtures of these lighter kind of textured, very Barbie involved in there. And this is another one that is 2 coats. It is a good textured where it is not super chunky and super thick on the brush, but it just applies and builds up really nicely. So my swatch is just showing it with texture. You can obviously put 1 or 2 coats, a top coat on there to smooth it all out for you, but I'm just showing it as a thick texture because that's how it originally was made, but wear it as you like. 2 coats of Pink Earmuffs. The last 2 again are kind of a bit of a couple. So one polish that I really wanted, one person that I really wanted to make inspiration from was Professor Sprout. And to me, Professor Sprout was just a plain lady. She wouldn't have been a polish if you think of Madam Sprout, I wouldn't imagine that she would have been either wearing nail polish at all or wearing something jazzy. To me, she was a very plain and simple character. So we just went for a nice, beautiful cream green polish. This is on like a little bit of neon, like a mini neon pastel. It's not super neon, but it's definitely very bright and very vivid. And I'm really happy with how this came out. Again, Timberlin nailed the formula, and this is a 2-coater, and 2 coats for white-based pastels does not happen that often. So this is a really great example of how indies can do creams so well. So like I say, we went for a cream for Professor Sprout, and that is just 2 coats. From the old school to the new school, at the end obviously we find out that Neville becomes one of the teachers for herbology in his future. So this is Professor Longbottom, and he is a gold flaky top coat. Let me see the exact instructions on that, because that might be me just making things up. No, a gold flaky topper. I thought there might be some more technical term to gold flaky, but there wasn't. So this is a gold flaky top coat, and it just looks like in the bottle, like liquid gold. So you're getting clear base with a ton of flakies in there. This gives you a very nice full coverage effect, but it's not something you're ever going to be able to build up to be opaque by itself, unless you maybe went on a trip to Polish Mountain. I don't know. But this is definitely something that's going to be worn on the top, and therefore you can wear your 2 teachers as a base and a topper if you want, but obviously you can wear it over whatever you like. I wore it over black for my swatch because I thought that might give you the clearest idea of the amount of flakies that you would be getting on an application. And again with Neville, I thought that he would be just a To me, Neville is such a bright soul and something that's kind of like lit from within, and I think therefore going for the flaky topper with him just like kind of show his like effervescence, and obviously it matched really well on the theme of we're doing the teachers as kind of like a little bit of a couple at the end there. So that one that you were seeing was one coat of Professor Longbottom, and that was over a black. So let me quickly give you release details and then we'll wrap up this up. So these are going to be releasing on March the 16th, which is obviously later this week. They are $10 each, or if you buy the whole set you get a little bit of a discount, and they are $75 for the whole set. Timberlin does ship internationally. That's obviously how they got here to me, and I know that some of you guys bought them, bought polishes from our previous collection together and have bought from her in the past, so you can obviously vouch for the shipping on that. So that is all the information, that is all the colours. I just wanted to say a couple of things. One was a huge thank you to everybody that bought from our original collection, which was a trip to Hogsmeade. If people hadn't bought from that, we wouldn't have been here doing this one, because you guys really responded really well, and we had to do a few restocks on it because it was so popular. So I'm really hoping that you love what we've created for you for spring. And also, again, big thank you to Timberlin for asking me to work together, and like I say, she is the one that's going to be doing all the manual labour on this. So please go out and show this collection some love when it comes for sale later in the week. Timberlin's also going to do a live application video for you, as well as Jess from Jess Face 90, so you can check out those live applications if you would like to see them applied in live on camera. Tell me what your favourite one is from this collection, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.